We all know Adolf Hitler as one of the most controversial and influential figures in history. But behind the monster was a strange, broken, almost unbelievable human being. These are the 10 secrets they never told you in school, but everyone should know. Number 1. The dictator with one testicle. Yep, Hitler had only one testicle. Sound like a schoolyard rumor, right? Just one of those outrageous things people say to mock evil men. For decades, many thought it was nothing more than crude wartime propaganda cooked up to humiliate the dictator after his fall. Even his personal physician and Nazi doctors swore it wasn't true, but what if it was? In 1923, after Adolf Hitler's failed Berlin Putsch, his first major attempt to seize power, he was arrested and sent to Langbad prison. There he underwent a routine medical examination, and the prison doctor, a man with no political axe to bring, made a chillingly simple note: right side cryptorchidism. It means his right testicle never descended, not an injury, he was born that way. Suddenly, what once sounded like a crude rumor or schoolyard insult begins to echo with eerie significances. Could this rare medical condition have left deeper scars than we ever realized? Some historians suggest that such a personal abnormality, especially in a man obsessed with power, purity and dominance, may have quietly felt his insecurities, control issues and hunger for absolute authority. Others caution against drawing too much from one detail. But one thing is clear: in the twisted rise of Adolf Hitler, even the smallest, most overlooked fact can ripple through history in unimaginable ways. Because sometimes it's the hidden things, the secret buried in silence, that shape the darkest legacy the world has ever known. Number 2. He was addicted to meat and weird drugs. Hitler wasn't just a dictator, he was a walking pharmacy. Behind closed doors, his trusted physician, Dr. Theodor Morell, pumped him with a dizzying array of over 70 substances every single day. This included cocaine eye drops to sharpen his vision, methamphetamine injections to boost energy, bizarre animal hormone treatments, and even trace amount of poisonous compounds like strychnine and belladonna. Morell marketed it as a harmless vitamin therapy, but modern-day historians and medical experts now believe this extreme pharmaceutical routine may have worsened Hitler's paranoia, fueled manic highs and crashes, and possibly accelerated his physical and mental deterioration during the war. In the end, the man trying to control the world couldn't even control his own body. Number 3. He was obsessed with his teenage niece. Her name was Jelly Raubel. She was just 17. Hitler was 40. Not just a distant relative, she was his helpmate. But the relationship was anything but normal. Hitler kept her under virtual house arrest, forbade her from seeing other men, and controlled her movements, clothing, and even her print. Was it obsession, possession, love turned toxic? Historians still argue. But one thing is certain: in 1931, Jelly was found dead in Hitler's Munich apartment, a single bullet wound to the chest, his personal pistol by her side. It was ruled a suicide. Some say she was the only woman he ever truly loved. Others believe she was his first victim. After Jelly's death, Hitler was never the same. Some believe Eva Braun was just a cover-up. Number 4. He wanted to be a Catholic priest. Before the dictator, before the soldier, before the genocide, Adolf Hitler was just a quiet little boy with a dream. He sang in a church choir, walked barefoot to Sunday Mass. Neighbors said he was a devout, even dreamed of becoming a priest. Yes, that is Hitler. But everything changed. When his strict father died, the family spiraled. Vienna's art academy crushed his hopes, not once but twice. Homeless, jobless, and humiliated, the boy which once worshipped at the altar found something else to believe in: anger, nationalism, and hate. And from the ashes of his broken dreams, a monster began to take shape. From Choy Boy to chaos, one of history's darkest twists. Number 5. He watched Disney cartoons alone. It may sound bizarre, but Adolf Hitler reportedly had a soft spot for Disney cartoons, especially Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. In the isolation of his private quarters, he could watch animated films alone, captivated by the artwork and storytelling, despite the horrors associated with his name. The strange detail reveals a deeply unsettling contrast between the brutality of his actions and the innocence of the content he consumed. It's one of the many contradictions that continue to baffle historians. Number 6. He loved animals but not humans. It's one of the most disturbing contradictions in modern history. Adolf Hitler, yes, that Hitler was an outspoken animal lover. He championed some of the world's first animal rights laws, banned live animal testing, outlawed hunting for sport in certain areas, and regularly spoke about the need to protect innocent creatures. He was a vegetarian. He despised animal cruelty. He surrounded himself with dogs. His favorite was a German shepherd named Blondie, and treated them with genuine affection. He reportedly wept when Blondie died. But here is where the contradiction becomes truly unsettling. The same man who showed compassion toward animals, banning hunting in certain areas, promoting vegetarianism, and championing animal welfare oversaw policies that led to the suffering and death of millions of people. Historians and psychologists have long debated this paradox. How can someone express empathy for animals yet demonstrate indifference to human suffering? Some experts suggest it reflects a form of selective empathy, a person deeply attached to certain ideals or creatures, yet capable of detaching from others through ideology, dehumanization, or extreme belief systems. Others propose it highlights the human mind's capacity to compartmentalize, to separate one emotional reality from another entirely. And that is what makes this fact not just bizarre but deeply revealing, because it raises a chilling question. If someone can cry for a dog and ignore a human being, what else might we be willing to separate in our own minds? Number 7. He feared real relationships. Hitler wasn't drawn to love, he was drawn to control. He rarely showed affection in public and discouraged close relationships, even banning some soldiers from marriage. His longtime companion Eva Braun remained largely hidden from public view for years. They only married hours before their death, raising question: was it love, loyalty, or a final act of image control? Whatever the truth, Hitler's relationships seemed to reflect his obsession with power, even in private life. He wanted a nation love but couldn't handle real affection. Number 8. His mustache was for a gas mask. That iconic tiny mustache, it wasn't about passion, it was about survival. During World War, soldiers had to trim their facial hair so gas masks could form a tight seal. Hitler, like many others, cut his down to size. But unlike the rest, he kept it. Whether it became a trademark by choice, habit, or symbolism, no one really knows. Still, what started as a practical wartime necessity became one of the most recognizable and chilling images in modern history. From survival trick to icon of terror. Number 9. He dabbled in occult and supernatural belief. The Nazis weren't just about politics and power, they were obsessed with the mystical. Heinrich Himmler, one of Hitler's closest men, was deeply fascinated by ancient dreams, pagan rituals, and esoteric ideologies. He even funded expeditions searching for evidence of Atlantis and other mythical origins of the so-called Aryan race. Meanwhile, Hitler pushed massive architectural projects and ancestral heritage, myths, trying to tie the regime to a grand, almost supernatural legacy. It wasn't just war, it was a dangerous mix of mythology, pseudoscience, and twisted ideology. Some say he believed his rise was destiny, others believe it was something darker. Number 10. He planned a museum of an extinct race. Even though some historians debate its accuracy, one claim continues to haunt history: that Hitler planned to preserve Jewish synagogues, artifacts, and relics in Prague, not as a tribute but as part of a grotesque plan. He allegedly wanted to turn them into a museum of an extinct race, a chilling vision of remembrance, not born from respect but from erasure. Whether myth or fact, the idea alone reveals the depth of twisted ideology behind the Holocaust. He wanted people to pay tickets to remember a people he destroyed. These aren't just weird facts, they are warned. The worst monster doesn't always look like monsters. Sometimes history's most infamous figures weren't as unusual as we expect. They watch cartoons, they take vitamins, they spoke through microphones instead of fighting on front line. It's a reminder, not every chapter of history is written in shouts and smoke. Sometimes it's whispered behind closed doors. Curious fam, don't forget this truth, because history left unchecked always repeats.